After 34 years in the UK, a Nigerian who moved to the United Kingdom at the age of 14, he is currently 2 years away from his 50th birthday. He is now facing removal imminently from the United Kingdom. Frank is my name for those seeing my face for the first time. This is the platform where we share the latest immigration and diaspora news to inform and educate our audience. Knowledge, they say, is power. Sydney Ibani arrived in the UK to meet his father on a settlement visa when he was only 14 years old. The saddest part of this brother's story is that this is a man who was granted indefinite leave to remain. This guy fought deportation. He won, but the Home Office has now successfully appealed the decision, and this brother with 4 British children. You know, those days they say when you have British children, you will not be deported. This bro, he has 4 British children. Let's dive into the story. Hopefully, somebody will learn from this story. We do not share any story to name or shame anyone. We share stories to inform and educate our audience. Maybe if this brother had watched a program like this before, he would not be in this mess that he finds himself. So let's go to the beginning of this story. Sydney arrived in the United Kingdom as a young boy on a settlement visa to meet his father. He was living in the UK, and this brother, it has been reported that he has 35 offenses and 22 convictions. The guy, the last time he was arrested for intent to supply drugs. When he was arrested, he was sentenced to 42 months in prison for possession with the intent to supply cocaine and MDMA, supplying both and supplying Class A and Class B drug. This is a brother who's had his first offense in the UK in 1997. This guy, as I said before, has 4 British children and indefinite leave to remain. As I speak to you today, any moment from now, he will be back to Lagos. The guy, when he was sent to prison, he said to the Home Office, after he served his prison sentence, he said, I want to remain in the country. When the Home Office told him that because Sydney has spent more than 12 months in prison, that triggers the threshold for him to be deported from the UK. The brother contested the case on the right of family life, Article 8, human rights, saying, I have children in this country. His probation submitted a letter which shows that Sydney has learned his lesson. The likelihood of him committing crime in the UK is low. With the right support and stability, he could make positive contribution to society. That was when he first challenged the Home Office decision for him to be sent back home. He told the court that he has been socially and culturally integrated into British society. The tier 1 judge accepted his argument and he said, look, I came to the UK as a 14-year-old boy. I speak with British accent. I am well integrated into this country. I have children in this country. The risk of me reoffending is low, as you heard from my probation. I've learned my lesson. Please allow me to stay in the country. The tribunal, despite the Home Office initial objection, overrides the Home Office objection and say, you know what? Let's give Sydney another chance. Despite the fact that Sydney has 22 conviction. It looks like this guy, he has seen Jesus Christ and is now born again and he's going to change his life. The judge said, okay, we buy this argument, and Sydney was allowed to stay in the country. Now, a lot of things are changing in the UK. After that, the Home Office said, no, it is in the public's interest for him to be sent back to Nigeria, despite the fact that he has 4 children, despite the fact that the probation said the risk of him reoffending is low. He needs to be sent back to Nigeria, because the press got hold of this story and it became politicized. And the Labour government has been accused of being soft touch on things like this. So they wanted to demonstrate that it is no longer business as usual. That was why the Home Secretary challenged it, and he said, Sydney, you must go. Now the case was not presented before Judge Sims, who ruled that Sydney would not face significant barriers, reintegrated into Nigerian society, where he still has family, including his mom and sibling. The judge also told Sydney that you will be able to find work in Nigeria, despite the fact that you are not a middle-aged man who has spent most of your life in the UK. The judge described his family life, that his relationship with his children is at best intermittent. Under UK law, foreign nationals sentenced to more than 12 months in jail, even if you had indefinite leave to remain, you will be sent back. The guy has used the right to family life to try to stay in the country before, and he thought he has passed the hope. Now, Sydney is now facing deportation to the UK. Now, the UK government recently passed a new law, which means that anyone when you fail asylum seekers in the past, asylum seekers will be able to appeal deportation in the UK. While they're in the UK, they now say, no, if your asylum is rejected, you'll be deported, and they'll tell you go and appeal in your home country. Things are changing. The climate is changing. Before, when a case like Sydney's case is not going anywhere, he has 4 British children. He has indefinite leave to remain, and he has the support of his probation officer, who said the risk of Sydney committing crime is low. Despite that, he now faces deportation. Some people have said that you should not write Sydney off, because with Nigeria, you have people like James Ibori, who went to prison in the UK, and he ended up becoming a governor in Nigeria. They said people like Sydney, they have the right skill with his 22 conviction and offenses that he has committed in the UK, that he will flourish in Nigeria. After all, the Nigerian president is being accused of trying to do everything to protect his drug record from being published in America. So people are saying, well, don't write this guy up. This guy might come back to Nigeria and join one of the political parties in Nigeria. With the skills that he has acquired in the UK, he would be able to flourish and use those skills and talent. If you follow Nigerian politics, which political party do you think this brother with 22 conviction and 33 offenses will be? Which political party in Nigeria do you think the guy will be able to join and flourish? Because the guy has talent. So some people are saying, don't write this brother off. After all, as you can see here, the president of Nigeria is still fighting for his record not to be made public. What is your view? The reality is that things have changed in the UK. If you're one of those who is on a fast lane, who wants to make money by all means, you say you have a British child. Those days have gone where you say, oh, don't deport me because I have British child. If you commit crime, you spend more than 12 months in prison, you're going back to Nigeria. This brother left Nigeria when he was 14 years old. He had all the opportunities that this country offered him. When he came to the UK, things were very easy, but the brother decided to follow the path of crime. And now he's now facing his Waterloo, be sent to Nigeria. Do you have any sympathy for him? Or you think that people like this they do not deserve any sympathy. He deserves to be sent back to Nigeria. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and follow us on all our social media.